Welcome! I have a cold today, so I am going to sound stuffy. I'm going to let Heather carry this one with her voice.
We did not talk about that.
You know what? If my voice is already annoying, imagine it's stuffy and listening to it.
I can't. I don't have to imagine. It's just playing out.
I babysat Heather's cat this week, her kitten, and I feel like it's a kitten allergic reaction.
Fair.
That
He's
I'm
a hairy
over.
little dude.
His little tufty, tiny baby hairs were floating everywhere. Floating everywhere. And the kitten is everywhere himself.
Yes.
But he was a joy. A joy to watch. He definitely needs a ton of attention.
It's a kitten, man.
A ton of attention.
I said to Corey, she was like, I'll drive back on podcast day. And I was like, great. I said, it's going to be hell on earth.
Oh, he meowed the entire time.
Meowed the entire time.
It was no break.
There's no even breath.
And if you talk to him, he uses that as a chance to talk back. But he was adorable. Yeah. Arch, my son, loved him. I let him stay home from school to watch the cat, so it was even more of a love fest.
I want to be Corey's child.
And my husband
Imagine getting anything and everything you've ever wanted.
My husband was like, are you letting him stay home from school? I said, just let me be a cool parent today.
Let her be a cool parent, Nate. Just let her be a cool parent.
We're back to normal. Heather has her cat. Archer's at school. I got a cold.
Such is.
Yes.
So this is the Baking It Down podcast, which is an excerpt from,
yes.
I'm not fancy with my words today. Everybody went down. An excerpt from a Facebook group called the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group.
Yeah.
And we're able to kind of see issues or problems or
trials
trends,
and tribulations,
and bring them to the podcast and address one topic every week. We've now done 201 episodes.
And me and Heather were talking. You've heard some repeat topics and tips. At the end of the day,
if someone was like, start listening to this podcast, and I had 202 episodes to listen to, I'm not sure that I would start at the beginning or if I'd start latest.
This is how I do it. If someone recommends a podcast to me, I'm going to listen to the latest episode to see if I like it. You can't judge someone off of their first words.
So the repetition, I could get somebody who's like, I don't know what call to actions are.
Yeah.
Even though we've talked about them.
We have.
Here's the thing about marketing. It'll never stop. Marketing makes the world turn.
It truly does. You could build the best restaurant, be the best chef, have the best burger, but if no one knows that it's there,
it doesn't exist.
It does not exist.
So marketing, my opinion, marketing makes the world go round. People say, well, when the economy tightens, still marketing is now of the most importance. Our father owns a company, and he said, my biggest regret is in the economic downturn in 2008, I pulled back on marketing.
Right.
And the companies who didn't are now the mega companies.
A lot of people think, I don't know how to market. I'm not a marketer. I want to tell you, every single day you're marketing yourself in some form or fashion. When I say to Arch, hey, brushing your teeth makes your teeth not fall out of your face, I'm marketing to him the benefits of teeth brushing.
He has plenty of objections.
We're marketing all the time. Doing your hair, presenting yourself, you are marketing.
And then if you could, they always say, like, count how many pieces of advertisement you see throughout the day. It's a tremendous amount.
It's so much more at this point than it used to be, with so many people chronically online on social media. You're getting pummeled by advertisements 24/7, and you're like, well, I always scroll past the ads. Your favorite influencer pushing that product or using the moisturizer while they're doing their face.
As much as I like to think I have ad blindness, I stop for ads constantly. If it's something that catches my eye, even though I'm like, well, I can watch YouTube and just skip the ads and never care.
Yes.
But I'll tell you, a lot of the products I own are from ads, even subliminally. Just a switching over, or that because we don't do advertisements for the sponsors as segments.
Yes.
So you have to listen to them if you're listening to the podcast. You could double tap about 3 times to get rid of us, but it's still, now think, well, I wonder if I should try Bakety Bake, or maybe I do need the Backers Co-back or something like that. So really, they do work. Marketing is ever pervasive, high times, low times. You need it because you got to still make the money.
Yes.
So today's topic, a repeat maybe, calling all actions. What is a call to action? Now, this is a buzzword from the internet because that's where call to actions actually exist. Call to action, this is a definition by AI that's taken over the world. A call to action is a prompt on a website that makes ask a user to perform a specific action, like signing up for a newsletter, downloading a demo, or buying a product. So we already know from just that, it's concise. And it's typically digital, although you can see call to actions be pulled into print.
Yeah, I see them in print on those little things that come in the mail.
By now.
Yes.
Schedule
your window replacement right now.
So here's the funny thing about call to actions. It is weird to tell you to buy something when clearly you're on the website to buy something.
Yeah.
But it works so well. It is the next step in the buying process. You say, well, I think I want to buy, let's say pretend I'm selling windows. You say, I want to buy some windows for my house. So you go to my website.
Yeah.
Now imagine my website is just all the information you need to decide to buy, but I never tell you to sign up. I never tell you to buy here. I never tell you to click to schedule.
Right. You think like it's natural. You're on the website to buy, so buy. But at the end of the day, we need guidance as customers.
We as sheeples, love to be told what to do.
Yes.
We love the next thing you're going to do is you're going to click here.
Yeah.
What you're going to do is call now. And we love that concept of being told what to do.
Yeah.
Imagine a website with no call to actions. It would feel like it's directionless. While it's telling you all the information you'd possibly need, remember, you're not going to have a call now.
Yeah.
You're just going to have this informational landing page.
Yeah.
So what moves us along the buying process is these call to actions. And if you go to a website that's, well designed, you'll see like Amazon has so many call to actions.
Oh, buy now,
Click
subscribe
here,
and
save 10%. So it's constantly, but I see, in some cookie websites, there's no call to actions.
And I think it's the conundrum of where people are like, I'm not good at marketing and sales. And here's the thing, you can see what the big boys are doing, big boys like online retailers, Walmart, Amazon, and you can replicate that because what they're doing is what people are used to. Buy now. And like Etsy loves to say, add to cart, click add to cart. Do you want to check out now?
Yeah, constant ask for that sale.
Yes.
So we may, Corey and I just referred to a bunch of marketplaces.
Yeah.
Amazon's a marketplace, Target's not a marketplace. But go to a website of a single service product. So like go to a landscaper's website. There should be a multitude of call to actions like schedule here, easy scheduling, call now, online scheduling, things like that. Go to the hair salon that you use. Hopefully they, unlike mine, use online scheduling. Okay. We know what a call to action is. It is either, typically you can see it really quickly as buttons on websites. Now buttons have to be pretty small because we've got to get them on a website. So you'll say, click here, call now,
yes,
buy now,
very short and to the point. It's not this long drawn out sentence. If you would like to schedule your lawn care service with blah, 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 please click here and fill out the form. It's always like, fill out the form, call now.
You can have supporting text around that, but the button itself, the clear call to action, and you see call to actions on YouTube is subscribe.
Yes.
Hit like, comment, subscribe. Those are call to actions. I'm telling you very succinctly what to do, and it's always going to be a button.
Yeah.
Right?
And they're pretty highlighted. You'll see it looks like an actual button on a website sometimes.
Because, a lot of people, while there's text on a website, so we have, H1s, that's the biggest text you'll see. You have H2s, which is a supporting text. And then you have mostly paragraph text.
Yeah.
Now, paragraph text, I don't read it. I skim it.
Skim, looking for...
I'm emphasis on the skim. Not 2% milk, 1% milk.
Yeah.
I'm barely reading paragraph text, but my natural inclination is H1, maybe an H2, skim a paragraph, and then I'm looking for that first call to action.
Yes.
Because if I'm on the website, I'm halfway through convincing myself to buy something.
Absolutely. And you just need that little push.
I need you to tell me call now.
Uh-huh.
And now they have, now we can do further. The call to action has morphed into a bigger thing, like a pop-up, and if you have an exit pop-up, that means as the website predicts you're about to leave, it may say, here's 10%. You can have pop-ups on bottom of page scroll, meaning I'm on a website, I've scrolled all the way. The fact that I'm at the bottom of the website means I haven't convinced myself to buy anything. So then you can have a pop-up that has a call to action. Click here to save 10%, limited offer, things like that.
Trying to really drive home the sale for that. Right before you click off, it's our Hail Mary.
Here's the thing, and Google rolled this out. Pop-ups upon click, right? So like when I click to a website, if a pop-up shows up immediately, it's a little overwhelming to me. I don't like it. And Google said we're going to try to punish. It used to say that. I don't think it ever did.
There's still a ton of websites doing that.
Yeah, so I must be more effective to keep doing it than. And I think Google's penalizing of SEO never really took effect. I think.
And I want to say Facebook actually promotes it. So if you click an ad from Facebook, go to their website, it's not opened in browser, you're still technically on Facebook. Mm-hmm. It will say, would you like one? It'll say 10% off, and it will say, do you want to auto-populate your information?
Oh, that little 10% off thing when I click, I'm like,
sure.
Now when I went to an ad, it said, would you like to see other companies with very similar ads that are selling similar products?
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyways, back to call to action. So the tips to effective call to actions are going to be kind of what I just said. 1, concise and direct.
Yes.
Comment here, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, buy now,
book now, inquiry now.
Let's see. What is your call to action?
I can't remember.
I will look.
I'm blaming you if it's not good because you are my website.
It would be my call to action. Okay, right now the first call to action I have is in the ribbon, now booking for July. It is clickable. Well, it should be. I need to fix that. Order here.
Okay.
That's your first button.
Yeah.
Then you have... On your products, you have learn more. You specifically asked for a learn more and not an add to cart because Corey wanted to increase her funnel.
I wanted to go to the form.
We have a button here. It says more about me. It's the about page. Again, not a call to action to the next one says start your order.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a great one right here. Start your order. The next one says, we added my ingredients because we wanted that to be front and center, and I took away one. And then we have an about me and a click to my portfolio and another call to action order here. And another one, come join my class. So we have a lot of call to actions, probably not so aggressive. Not all of them are buy now, right?
It could be more aggressive if we wanted to be.
I don't think you want an aggressive website. If we can take one thing away from this podcast, it's that Corey does not want an aggressive website. But on her banner image, we have the first one is order here. The second button is order here. The third button is order here. Apparently I like order here.
Yeah, we like an order.
The reason why the button's above the fold. So above the fold is anything that I can see without having to scroll. The reason why we like those are the most important because that's what the user sees, the first thing they see when they click to the website. So some people are inclined to be like, well, let me do some convincing first. Not above the fold. There can be some convincing. We have a lot of images and we have baking in Woodbridge, Virginia. But we want to say like before, if you're here to buy, let me make sure I attend to you first. Yeah. I don't even need to convince you. You're already here. You're looking for that first button. Right. So that's why I like the above the fold buttons to be pretty aggressive.
Yeah. So you have to think what Heather's saying. Like if someone clicked your website and their scroll part of their phone was broken, could they still click something and place an order? So the people that are coming to your website who just want to see that you have a website, if they're ready to buy and the only thing holding them back is a click to order form, we want to get those people first and foremost. Instead of talking about when I grew up in the hills of Tennessee, I enjoyed baking with my grandma.
You can have that though lower down. Yeah. Again, maybe not necessarily in the hills of Tennessee because we want to be always saying, how can I benefit you?
Yeah.
What about me makes your life easier? Yeah. That's the content that we want to include. So I know a lot of times people are like, and then I was just a wee little girl and grandma said, that's great. I'm not going to read that.
Yeah.
I'm here to buy cookies. I only have so much time in my day. Mm-hmm. I love that you and grandma got along back then. But how does grandma, so you can say, my grandmother is a great baker and has passed me down a recipe that my clients absolutely love.
That would make me want to buy.
We still got grandma there, but I'm talking about how grandma benefits you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But then we would say, and you can buy grandma's recipe by clicking here, order now, instead of like that long, I see a lot of about pages that I'm like, wow, not a lot of this applies to me at all.
And I think that's maybe the biggest hurdle in the bakery world is you want to explain like how you got your start. And it's all about me at that point. Like, how did I get my start? You're like, of course it's going to be about you. It's how you got your start. What we want to do is always think, what's the least longest path to get someone to click the order now, buy here button?
And you can see, right, because that's that call to action button. Right now we have above the fold, the banner, Baking in Woodbridge, your Northern Virginia sugar cookie, cake pop, and sourdough dealer, order here.
Yes.
That is your slide one.
Yeah.
When I click order here, I can go directly to that. And so, you know, and then I have different versions, and I haven't tested any of these. I just threw this up on the website. You can say start your order. You can order here, order now, book now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's funny because you think, like, if you think about it normally, telling somebody to book now, like, the now is implied. That's why you're clicking there. But we're telling you, you need to book now.
Right.
Order now.
Yeah.
If you ever want to be inspired by marketing, watch an infomercial.
Oh.
It uses every single one of these tactics, and infomercials are weird. But they work so well that Ruth Ann, grandmother, she was eating a beet.
It's a beet
cube.
chewy.
Yeah, and Corey's like, why in the world would you own that? And she was like, they advertise on the TV all the time.
That's the first thing she said, they advertise online.
I know what infomercial she's talking about. It's very convincing. I was like, maybe I need to add beets to my diet.
Yeah, I'm sure the whole time you're listening, they're like, but buy now. But wait, there's more. If you buy now, you buy two, get one free.
Yeah, you watch an infomercial, you buy now and your whole life's problems are solved.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have very concise and direct. Now they need to use action-oriented verbs. Book now, right? So we're telling there's an action involved with this. Subscribe. Order now. Start here. You see that they all include a verb, which is an action.
Yeah.
Instead of just like
what's crazy is it's a natural in person. I would never look at Heather and be like, order now. But it's so natural, and the world has evolved into seeing those and knowing that's the next step. But you can't be like, well, you know, they know what to do. You have to assume no one knows what's next.
We're preconditioned. We're preloaded to expect a website to tell us to order now, right? And I think people can be like, well, I don't like that when I go to a website. Listen, it's if Amazon's doing it, we got to keep doing it. Amazon has much there was that Netflix documentary on over expenditures.
Yes.
Anyways, they were like, Amazon has 29 versions of its website running at all times, testing whether this button is producing more sales when it's green or when it's orange.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
That's
and then
wild.
they, A/B testing is what it's called. And they said, yeah, we found out from 29 tests that the button, when it looks like this and says this, makes more sales. And that's what it is.
Yeah, you could learn a lot just from that. What's funny is I went to this hair spa, a head spa. They were big on TikTok. I was like, oh, that looks so relaxing. Let me schedule one. So when I get to this head spa, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never been to it before. The lady was not explaining the next steps to me. So I'm standing there like in limbo. I know eventually we're going to get to a room. My head's going to get washed. But I was so taken aback because she wasn't like, this is what's next. This is what next. As a consumer, you're like, well, you went to the head spa. Your head's going to get spa'd. But I needed to know and hear and see what was next.
And that might be, and then you're gonna extend it. You're like, hey, grab a seat right here. But again, it's a call to action, right? They already had Corey's money, and she was still lost. But using action-oriented verbs, especially in the land of truncation. So we're referring to this because buttons on a website can't be paragraphs. You cannot have a clickable paragraph.
A giant button.
Yeah. Me and Grandma were in the hills of Tennessee. Click here to learn more about Grandma. What we want to do is very concise, action-oriented. So we're going to say book now, or now. Again, they're very short, almost 2 words.
And you'll see the font that's on there is very easy to read.
Yeah. So I have, let me pull up. I was working on the Sugar Cookie Marketing website, and I wanted to introduce some call to actions. So let me just open this. I have a bunch of these because I wanted to think in terms of the website as a funnel. Someone comes here, likely you don't know everything. You're trying to learn more. So my first call to action is join the community. That's, I think, our biggest value proposition.
It's a big value. If you've never heard, if you're just getting into the bakery business and you're like, I don't know what to do. I'm not ready for someone to sell at me like a hardcore sale. Join the Cookie College. Those words are weird.
Join the free Facebook community. Well, I can join a Facebook group.
Yeah.
Right. So I have my first call to action. It's above the fold. It's right there. Join the community. And then I jam-packed some free resource call to actions: the marketing group, the baking group, the bread group, the newsletter, the podcast, the discount codes, state and cottage groups, free Facebook Lives, and the vending blending, which we don't talk about yet. Okay, scrolling down. Again, I have a second call to action. It's going to sound really familiar. It says join the free Facebook group, and now the button says click to join.
Nice.
So you see that the supporting text that's not the button dually explains. So at the beginning I said, you don't know us, join the community.
Yeah, community.
You scroll down because you weren't convinced by the beginning. So when you have a second call to action, now it looks a little different. There's an emoji. The text is larger, but the button is click to join. It's
click
a single.
to join.
I don't say, listen, when you click and then answer the question, it just says click to join.
Also, what I also like that you're using, if you are, a lot of us are on Facebook, and Facebook will pummel you with, do you want to join this group? Using the same verbiage that is
kind
there.
of mirrors that.
Yes.
Well, I know you join, you requested join. That's why people are like, follow me on Facebook, like my page, because we're not going to be like, support me on Facebook.
Right. That it's not matching the same verbiage. When the big guys are doing a lot of the marketing for us, you're not a copycat. What we're doing is just using the same language because it translates over there.
Yeah. Retweet. Like you can't say, copy and paste what I said on this account. It's retweet.
Yeah.
It's a weird word, or I don't know what they call it on X anymore.
You'll say, share my page. It's not, hey, go to and click the URL.
Share my page. If an alien landed and we were like, share my page. They're going to be like, what? But we know on websites.
Right.
Or on Facebook, or tag my page.
Yeah.
Tag me.
Tag. Yeah. Someone who's never had the internet run over, tag her in.
Yeah. So they scroll down, and now we're okay. If you didn't join the community, or if you're already in the community, I'm going to now move you to a different set of call to actions. And it's about the podcast, because I think that's our second best value proposition, right? Hopefully.
Maybe. If you're listening to this, maybe. If you're not, no.
So we have the Baking Down podcast. My supporting text says stream it right now for free. And then the text below that says, every Tuesday, stream the Baking It Down podcast featuring one topic that incorporates business and baking. Now I have my call to action buttons. Listen to the podcast, watch the podcast.
Yeah.
But you see, I'm not asking you to. I'm telling you to. Listen to it and watch it.
Yeah. It's not like, would you want to watch the podcast?
Do you think you'd like to see the podcast?
Do you have anything going on now? Would you like to listen to this while you're baking?
It's a command, which is so odd because you don't speak like that.
You don't.
And we said call to actions are internet-based products. If you guys want to command people. So then below that, I have another one. Stream the podcast here. And now the button says stream now. Remember, they're all sending you to the same place. Listen to the podcast and stream now.
Yeah.
But they're hitting you on 2 different commands.
And what Heather can do is test which button gets the more clicks.
How do you test that? Yes. Well, I have Google Analytics running on the website. Right. And it's going to tell me which buttons are getting clicked. And now my positioning, I have listened to the podcast centered, and I have stream the podcast off to the right. So which one is that?
Testing it out. Where are people's eyes sitting on the website? And if you're really in tune and you love your insights, you can create a very well-run, oiled machine that works for you.
Right. Because not all these call to actions are created the same. Mm-hmm. Below that, my third value proposition, the Wednesday newsletter, right? I hope you guys are opening it. It sends out to 8,000 people.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Don't ask me that click-through. You guys want that. So it says, again, every Wednesday, snag a recap of the podcast plus a free transfer sheet and get a holiday countdown. Subscribe here, read the blog.
Yeah.
On each blog post, I have a preview of it. It says, read this post. Again, we're just telling you, here's what you're going to do. If you want the Wednesday, you're going to read this. If you want to get this, you're going to sign up. Yeah. Below that, a big call to action, get the weekly newsletter here, and the button is sign up.
Yeah.
So again, it's just a constant. Now you could say, now that we're breaking this down, you're like, you're telling people to take a lot of actions. That's what websites are for.
That's what their website. Plus, you have to realize we have a lot of different offerings when it comes to what we offer. You have the Cookie College, the podcast, the newsletter. When it comes to your bakery business, we're really wanting to promote them starting the order form. Because if they fill out that order form and they see that your pricing is what it is, they know where you're located, they know what they're getting, the odds are that when they fill out the form, you're going to be able to convert that form user into a sale rather high. If they're left on your website wondering what to do next,
or if the command on what to do is at the bottom.
Yeah. You got to realize when people are shopping for a baker and they've never hired a baker before, there's nothing making them late. There's no credibility that you've garnered
But they're
yet.
like, but I'm going to tell them about Grandma in Tennessee Hills.
I know.
And they're like, that blend though, because that's too much me, not enough why you should hire me.
You got to think your end user is used to using Amazon. The pricing for the object they're looking at is front and center because they know when you can see the pricing and you see what you're getting, the odds are that you're going to add to cart is a lot faster. Sometimes in marketing, we see with our clients specifically, they want to build so much credibility that they're losing that call to action.
Conversion, right. Too much on credibility, we get no conversions.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you convinced me, but you've bored me because remember, nobody reads.
Nobody reads. And while we love the love story you have with your bakery name and why you named it 3 archers and 1 kitty cat, I love that. It's got to support the end goal, which is to start and make the order. So you can always edit your website. A lot of you are like, I'm not even at the website part. There's so many different places to do.
The foundation. Make it a foundational component that you have these call to actions. And we'll talk about where to put these call to actions if you're not going to put them on a website. Scrolling down here, grab a seat and a spatula. And then I tested the different call to action buttons here. Instead of those ones that are so short, I said, get social media help.
And you know what? If you've scrolled down that far.
You're looking for more.
We haven't given you more. And it's probably not going to be join the free community, get the newsletter. We are prompted to sign up for newsletters 24/7. Right. And a lot of them aren't.
I think some people are like, I don't want your newsletter yet. I'm not convinced yet that you are worth my inbox. Yeah. So I have this one, learn photography, get baking tips and tricks. And all of those take you to Facebook groups.
And our end goal, our funnel, so you have to think the website's the top of the funnel. You don't know what you're looking for. Our goal is to get you to this bottom of the funnel where you pop out in the Facebook group where I can add value. And my end goal is to add so much value that you end up in the Cookie College.
This is a debate Corey and I had, which obviously I'm now almost 3/4 of the way through this website. And I've just gotten to the part where it mentions the Cookie College. And I talked to Corey about this. We have the sugarcookiemarketing.com website, right? Then we have the Cookie College website. The Cookie College website is 100% a sales pitch. From the top to the bottom, it's how to sign up for one of these memberships. So I said, Corey, on the Sugar Cookie Marketing website, my goal is that the end user finds us, the cold end user finds us through a Google search.
Yeah.
If I pitch them so early on the landing page, on the home page, I don't think that I've built the credibility enough that I would be convinced. So I said to her, let's test putting this Cookie College thing so far down after all the free resources. And then we'll run ads. But what I'm saying is like, I want to get them into my funnel, of which Corey and I like a little bit of a longer funnel where the free value is leading and then the pitch. Maybe we should switch that around. But 3/4 of the way down, I have my first sign up.
Yeah.
Buy now. This is the only thing that has costed money.
Which one?
Cookie College.
And it sends you to the Cookie College?
It'll send you, to either of the memberships.
What is important to note is you're going to make a website and it's going to be V1, version 1 of the website. Never get married.
Never fall in love with.
Never fall in love.
Yeah. Relationships change, people change, your website should change.
Yes. So as people come to your website, I actually had Heather help me do an autoresponder on my email. I'm coming to realize it's confusing people because they're responding to it with, I already filled out the form. Do I need to fill it out again? So what I need to do is unmarry myself from that and come back and be like, what is confusing now? Because people are filling out the form. Then an autoresponder is like, if you haven't filled out the form, fill out the form. But they're just seeing the words, fill out the form. And they're like, but my date's gone now. But the date was gone because you booked it before.
Okay. So where would you change? You'd probably adjust the autoresponder to say, and I some message I got and it was like, if you've already, like my health insurance policy, it was like, hey, your health insurance policy is scheduled to renew. Or it needs to be paid. If you already have it scheduled and it's set as recurring, disregard. Yeah. This whole message. So probably adding that
and realizing people don't read. So they're seeing like fill out the form. That's all they're seeing. But they've already filled it out. So I need to say, do I need to rework the wording? Do I need to edit the verbiage?
You know what your true solution is? An alias. And have it only go to people who fill out the form.
Yes.
Which is complicated. You can learn about it in the cookie club. I taught a class on it. Click to learn more. I do have that. So with each of these memberships, click to learn more will take you to the corresponding landing page there. And again, am I increasing the funnel? Should I have the buy now? I could. I don't know. I have to decide. I haven't gotten that far. And then I have to check out the course list. It's a button. And then I have become a podcast sponsor, but I didn't fill out. So I'll click on it. Okay. And then it has a sign up for our emails, and the button is join.
Right. So you might be thinking, I'm not ready for a website currently. We've come up with a list of different places you can add your CTA, aka call to actions, that can help you right where you are at in your current position in your business. So maybe a website's on the horizon, but currently you're using a form. On your form, there is a part at the top. You can have parts at the top where you can fill out and change. Book now, book below, fill out the form below.
How did you get them to get to the form? You said somewhere, click here to book.
Absolutely.
Somewhere, call to action got them there.
Yeah, so let's go over where they can add call to actions.
I really like this one you brought up. Facebook pages have buttons.
They do.
Remember what we said, a call to action is typically seen in button form. So Facebook page around the top, it says a button or and now clickable links in bios. Yes. Now, the unfortunate thing about the bio is we can't do a fancy, like click here. You can't do a hyperlink. It has to be the direct link. However, these are, I don't know ours, if you go to Sugar Cookie Marketing's Facebook page, it says click here to join the group. And then I have the whole hyperlink, and I think I have 2 emojis pointing at it.
I'm sure you do. You love an emoji. You do love an emoji.
You know why I think I'm a little too heavy in the emoji world? But the reason why I like them is because I'm not reading a lot of text.
Absolutely.
But an emoji is almost a graphic that makes me say, okay, and I use a lot of the finger pointing or arrows because my direction on my website is this. It's vertical.
Honestly,
until arrow.
An emoji is a silent call to action. It's pointing you to the next thing to do.
That's why I'm pro emoji. Especially in our fun industry. We can't use this in all industries. You can't use this at car sales.
Yeah. The thing is, when someone tags your business, like someone recommends your business or you recommend your own business in a thread of someone looking for a baker, when they click I'm going to do at Mixing Bowl Cookie Company, it makes it clickable. When someone clicks to that, they are taken to the top of my Facebook page. They're not taken to my post. They're taken right to my Facebook page. And from that, that's called above the fold content. If my scroller is broken, my thumb isn't pushing up, what can I see? And is that helping me to help you make the sale? So that button, you can change the verbiage on it. It used to be pretty rudimentary years ago.
I was actually looking
There's a ton of options now.
Yeah, we could have it go directly to the Facebook group. I did send it to the website because I feel like on the website I can give you direct links to the free resources.
You can actually get, and here's the thing. So Heather's testing it. If they sent you directly to the Facebook group, it's a private Facebook group, which means you have to answer the questions before joining. There's no credibility there. We haven't built anything with you. So sending them to actually a website that says, hey, there's free resources, there's guides to help you with photography.
Yeah, all of it's clickable and none of it's asking for too much from you.
At the end of the day, we can always test it. If we say, hey, you know what, we're not getting a ton of new join requests, let's change that button, the CTA, and have it directly join to the group so it cuts the funnel down. We can totally join it and we can test it out.
Yeah. One that is obviously the major heavy hitter for call to actions is the website, right? And I know Corey said some other options, but your website, if you do have one, Square, Wix, or otherwise, should be absolutely littered with call to actions. And I specifically like when the call to action supports the text above it. So what you could do, kind of with Corey's website, book now, order now, right? Right above the fold. If you don't need any convincing, you're already here because you were convinced by something else. We got you.
Yeah.
Then I would like break it down to your offerings. You know, if you go below that, you have Corey's 4 products or 5 products, whatever it is. We try to keep it below
Slim.
5.
Yeah.
And then takes you to the order form. But below that, I would talk about, and I think we do, where you break down specifically your biggest seller, sugar cookies, kind of that. And hey, click to order your sugar cookies. We could probably sharpen that up a little bit.
And I'm willing.
Because she's not married to it.
Yeah.
So, but in the website, so above the fold, we have booking now, order. We have a lot of those call to actions. Below that, we have order.
Yeah.
And then we can start the convincing thing as people scroll on because they haven't really clicked order. So what do they need from us right now?
They need a little bit more love and care, TLC for
It could be a lot of pictures. It could be, I have Corey's face there because I want to be like a handy
This is who you're going to be seeing. Yeah.
I'd actually like to change your picture. Right now you're in a business jacket. I don't think that screams bigger.
I need
what I'd like as a rolling pin, a
little
mixer,
apron,
a little bright colored orange apron would be really cute. Because I think we want to support that Corey's not like, I'm selling mass cookies.
Yeah. This is for another podcast topic. You can be so credible that you feel like, I don't think there's a person behind this.
We've always had that. We made Corey these custom boxes. They're almost like too good.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, I didn't realize this was like a franchise. Like, oh, no, it's Dinner Kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people are like, when can I stop in and see what you're selling right now?
Yeah. And you can see people, businesses, even major corporations will get that homey brown packaging because it makes them feel more farm to table. You know, you see like farm to table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Farmer Joe Dan over there.
Yeah.
And they try to make it seem smaller because it feels like you're buying locally. Yeah. And then, you know, you're paying.
It's being shipped in from a manufacturer, mass made.
So another one, Corey says your Google business profile has a lot of call to action buttons, but you can have right now it has to have a website. They've started adding social media links. You can't directly add those.
Right.
But you can say like, click here, read reviews here, leave a review here. And then she says, when you make your post on your Google business profile, you can add call to actions. And I think they want you to.
It gives you drop downs and then you can link to your website, which is awesome. If you did not have the call to action, it does not prompt you to have a website there.
Right.
Yeah. So when you click it down, you could do order now, book now, buy now.
Okay, imagine you go to someone's Google business profile and you somehow figured out how to find those posts.
Yeah.
And there's no call to action. It would be a weird thing to read. It would get an image, it would get the paragraph text, and then it would leave you with nowhere to go. That's what the lack of a call to action feels like on your website.
Yeah.
But you're like, they're here. Click, but tell them where to go. We want to be told at the hair salon, scalp massage place to sit down and wait for this.
Yeah. I had invited Heather to my mom and son Disney trip for the fact that I needed Heather to tell me what to do in the airport.
So you guys want to invite me to Disney and I'll tell you what to do. Free agent.
So Heather was like, take your shoes off. Take your laptop out, put your shoes back on. And you're like, but Corey, you're a grown woman. At the end of the day, we have so many decisions we make in a day that I eventually just want to be told what's next.
Because there's so many thoughts.
Yeah.
They said that, if you do any of those if you listen to those productivity people, they were like, hey, you have a decisionometer.
Yes.
Right? And they said at the beginning of the day, you are really good at making decisions, but towards the end of the day, and that's when you find a lot of people at their cheat meals, myself included, give me some Laffy Taffy has been my drug of choice. They said towards the end of the day, your decisionometer has run down and you're just not even capable of making wiser decisions. So they say things like put your clothes out ahead of time at night so you don't have to use up your decisionometer.
Don't you know when your kids in the morning ask for a bag of potato chips, you say no. When they've asked for the 50,000th time in the evening, you're like, whatever, just go get it. Just get out of my face. It's because you have extended your amount of decisions you can make that you want to you're going for the easiest thing. Be told what to do.
Yeah. So when your website should be doing that for your end user and it's saying, hey, call here, subscribe here, stream it now. And then my buttons reflect the action I want you to take, right? And the most important action, I want you to join the Facebook community. Typically on a website, we'd want the most important action, which you'll see on the Cookie College website, is sign up.
Yeah. What a lot of bakers, because you're so worried about being abrasive, which marketing is a little bit abrasive, they'll be like, let me know if you want it.
There's so much clutter that we have to cut through. We have to slice through the clutter and say, buy now.
Yeah. I told Heather, some people write copy, which is like captions, in a way that is a love story every single time. And it's this, one time I was walking in the woods and I'm more like, I don't have enough time to see what you're selling here to spend time reading this. Whereas me and Heather have been in marketing and sales so long, we're almost like, too direct.
Yeah, I want to say like, hey, here's the hook. Here's click this button if you're ready. You're not ready to sell. Here's 5 bullet points I think you need. Here's another way to sell. And then here's my last plea to get you to sign up.
Yeah. I think there's probably a little in between there where we could connect a little bit better and not be so markety.
Well, I think it's so funny. Corey and I get so many arguments about this. I clearly cannot bring my head out of my butt, but I do not add hashtags to posts.
I'm
allergic to it.
She will not.
Sometimes I'm like, this meme's so funny. Ping! And then I come back and I'm like, there's a bunch of hashtags. Corey came after me. So, because Corey's like, what's the point of making a post if there's no, and what it's in Instagram is these hashtags. If there's no searchability, we're not discoverable.
Right.
And that's the same thing. Like there's no hyperlink when Heather writes this post. It can go nowhere. I'm just hoping for a share. If you guys share it, I'm like, oh, that's a good one.
I know.
Next one we have, kind of in your caption, back to social media. Your posts can include a call to action. I think sometimes people get too wordy. I think some people come in too soft. Hey, these are cute cookies I did. I'm going to have some for sales. Would anyone be interested in me selling those? I'm like, wow, your
funnel went from this long to this long where you're like, would anyone be interested?
And here's the issue. That would work if we were guaranteed that they'd see the next post where you're selling.
Yeah.
We're not guaranteed that the people interested will see the post to sign up.
Yeah. So what I see a ton of bakers do, and they come to the SCM group and they're like, guys, I asked my audience if they were going to be interested in graduation pre-sales. They all said yes. I made the samples. I posted it. Crickets. It's because you use all your juice asking.
All your reach.
If they wanted it, and they said they were interested. Unfortunately, because you did good, you asked a question, they answered, you got more reach because of it. When you finally go to make the sale, they were all left over on that post.
So you can see the strategy, and especially when it comes to ads using the Facebook Pixel or what conversion API thing you're calling now. You can say like, hey guys, click here if you'd like to see this product. General websites. And then you leave the website, but now the ad is following you around.
Yeah.
Right? Because they know I got you to click.
Yeah.
But I'm not guaranteed that you're going to follow my page or go to my website and click on updates. So I'm going to pay money so that my call to action is stalking you.
When you follow me, when you stalk me, if I've clicked your website once, I'm not a buyer.
I literally said to myself yesterday, I said, this ad, it has one more time to show it to me and I'll buy it.
I know, because a lot of times we like to window shopping and just seeing what you're at. My first click is just to discover what price range you're in.
Yeah. And then I want to think about it.
Yeah.
I love it when an ads campaign has 5 different media types to try to convince me. Like the product's following me. Now you got an influencer who you paid to take the video. Right. Now I got a version of the ad that's convincing. And that's a really great version of these call to actions because they're bringing you ever closer to that buy now.
You're inching. Every time you see that product again, here's the thing, and why ads work so well. A lot of people have a Facebook page. When you post something, it shows up in someone's feed organically. That means it's not paid, but there's no guarantee that it's going to show up in their feed again. That's why people are like, I asked them, they said they wanted it. Now I have no sales on my next post. There's no guarantee they're going to see it again. Ads force it back into the feeds of those people. So you can actually run an ad on Facebook if someone's interacted with your page. Right. The people who've interacted with your page in the last 30 days are the hottest person.
They're right there. They're somewhere along your funnel. Yeah. We're not sure yet. So let's run some. Okay. A lot of people are like, well, I don't have the budget for ads.
Yes.
Okay. So what we're going to do, instead of, hey guys, just thinking, maybe you'd like to think about buying this maybe one day, not right now. Don't worry about it right now. I actually don't have anything set up. We're going to include the call to action. Hey guys, I know a ton of you guys were hinting towards this and I am selling it now, but buy now because I'm only going to sell 5 of these. Yes. This is just a test run. Everything is already set up that the call to action is incorporated in that first post, but I can still gauge interest. Guys, I'm selling 5 of these. I want to see if you're interested in it. Remember, because now I can say my call to action is right there in that post. That lazy, maybe sometimes was wondering if you guys, what do you think about this color? There's a version of that as a strategy, like, hey, I'm going to ask questions. But if yours, like, my sales are low and I'm only doing that stuff, that's related.
Right. Yeah.
You'll see the new strategy. I'll say, like, hey, sign up for the Cookie College. I'm going to put the link in the comments. It does 2 things. One, if I have more than one link in a post and I don't have a preview image, it's not always clickable. Yeah. Frustrating. The second is it looks like I have 2 comments.
Us nosy Nellies love to expand that comment section.
And the comment URL hyperlink is always clickable and creates its own preview. Not my favorite because it doesn't require the click to expand. Yeah. But I've had it in a couple different places because call to actions matter. And guess what? You're always going to see that emoji.
You're always going to see that. CTAs, call to actions, are important. Never assume just because someone likes you that they're going to know.
2 hard T's in that. Important.
That's how important.
Very important.
Is.
There's 2 T's in important.
Yeah. CTA. Yeah.
Let's just recap what a good call to action consists of. Be concise and direct, number 1. 2, use action-oriented verbs. Buy now, subscribe now, do this thing, move your body, click this button, book this. Highlight the benefits. So that's what I do surrounding my button. Or I'll say stream it now. Join the free community. Things like that.
One thing Heather does very well is if there...
Go on.
I know, I'll take this back later today. You can edit this out. Is instead of doing a big block of text and in that text is the hyperlink, she'll actually do a block of text building credibility. Space, emoji, buy here.
Because
Sign
I
up
think
here.
that's what we're so preconditioned. Like, I'll read that text if I'm not convinced by the button. I'll go back.
Right.
But I'm not going to read the text and then click the button.
Yeah, she doesn't let that link, that call to action, be lost around a sea of words.
I have to post my Laura if someone on text because it's so funny because nobody reads it. They'll just read that. They'll just skim it.
Yeah.
Make them visually appealing. So ours are bright pink. The color of Sugar Cookie Marketing that day we closed our eyes and picked a color was bright pink. I like the color. So I make all the buttons bright pink. You can do versions of buttons depending on your website host, but make them visually appealing. And I like the emoji. I think that makes them approachable.
I think when you can't dictate the color of the button, like on social media, an emoji can do it. A green check mark next to it, green attracts
an
the eyes.
exclamation point.
It
Sometimes
does.
might be a little fun.
Yeah, Heather loves
I love an arrow. I love a finger point. And then keep it simple. And that's the big one. Because if your buttons are long and they're running off the page, it's point. No button is. We all know that buttons are supposed to be 2 words, 1 word.
Yes.
3 words of pushing it. But keep them really simple. Because like at the end of the day, Corey at the massage scalp place wanted someone to say, sit here. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
I wanted little words. Sit down. Shut up.
Great. Massage my head. So that is what call to actions are. They're so important.
Yeah.
I think they get slept on a little bit because they seem
because they're
abrasive.
so
mean.
They're so
like,
pervasive and they're everywhere that we forget to use them.
I'm not sure if it's like a timid behavior or that I'm too presumptive that I'm forcing them to do something against their will. Yeah, we're going to do it.
Yeah, I think if you come from like, this business started me. I didn't start this business. I kind of fell into it. It's hard to assume that kind of sale. Like, it's hard to be so direct because you're like, what if they don't want it? What if they don't like me? What if they don't like what I have to offer? That we are timid about it and shy about it.
There's this level of confidence. We don't want overconfident. We don't want to say we can do something we can't. That's the first one. But there's a level of confidence that I want my service provider to have. I don't want to go to the doctor and be like, hey, this is really hurting. And he's like, ooh, I'm not really good with shoulders. I think we could try some stuff. I'd be like, don't worry.
Do you want to start? Do you want to try?
I'd be like, hey, you know what? It's feeling a lot better. But when I go in, the doctor's like, I've seen this a million times. I know exactly what to do. There may be a slight deviation.
Here's what we're going to do next.
I've got like the less questions he's asking me, that confidence of like, you got this. So with cookies, fortunately, we're not doctors. Nobody dies. You can say, Corey says, hey, listen, when she doesn't know what she's doing, she says, I don't know exactly how to do this. I'm getting very close to it. I'll give you a discount if you're willing to put up with me.
That is how my lead up,
it's still a confident thing. It's still a confident thing, but she's allocating a discount in exchange for them being guinea pigs. But otherwise it's like, absolutely, let's do this. Absolutely, I can bake this for you. You're going to love it.
Right.
And there's that confidence that I don't want to take my car to the oil change guy. And he's like, I did. I took that old Viper to get an oil change, and the kid was younger than the car.
And you were like, this.
I was like, yeah, he was younger than me too, if you want to bring that up. And I was like, hey, do you know how to open the hood? Which it's more complicated. And he said, I don't. And I was just panicked. I was just like watching my small child get, and a doctor's like, I don't really know how to work on arms. But if he had said it, listen, Heather, absolutely. And if not, I'll let you know, but I'm going to make sure that this car, he did not sound like that. And he did not, I didn't want to buy from him. So back to the call to action. Order if you feel like it.
Right.
Those kind of weaker marketing pitches, that's not what I want to hear. It's not going to convince me that you absolutely got this.
Yeah. I want to say, and I told Heather this, I can be 100% confident in my cookies when I compare myself to myself. I can say, Heather, I'm 100% going to give you 100% of my efforts, my time, my energy, my know-how of these cookies and be fine. But if I'm sitting here comparing myself to the miller's wife, Of course I'm going to be shy. I'll be like, I don't know. Do you want them? They're
Maybe
crappier
the
compared
could
to
do better,
Buzzword.
but I can do okay.
Right. In that, I think we let that trickle into ourselves.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah. And it's common. It's common. But if you can step back and be like, I'm comparing myself to myself. I can give my client 100% of what I know. I can get confidence from that.
People say to us, like, a lot of the things you guys talk about, you can find on YouTube. Yeah, absolutely. But you're not going to hear it from two twins who like baking. So come to us if you want it and that's that confidence of, you can find this anywhere. But are you going to want to hear from them or are you going to want to hear from us?
Right. And it's hard to get that confidence in business when you feel like, am I doing it right? Like everyone's guessing. I'm going to tell you, everyone has the same thoughts that you're experiencing.
No baker set out to learn QuickBooks. Mm-mm. And you're like, wow, all I wanted to do is this one thing, and now I have to be 17 hats and pulled in all these directions, and I'm not confident about it. But there's a method in marketing where that confidence is a seller. Look at any infomercial. They'll make the gray person dropping all their pans, and then the pan organizers, bright colors. And how have you ever lived without this? Yeah. Buy this, and we all know that the product on the infomercial is likely not the best.
Yes.
So instead of making the best product, they rely really heavy on best marketing.
Yes, the best marketing for their product.
Now imagine you actually got a solid product and you have the best marketing, you're a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. And I think what a lot of times what I see bakers end up doing is they feel they have imposter syndrome. So they spend the time talking so much to the client, like, well, let me know if you'd like to book.
These real passive
It's
requests.
passive because we don't have that confidence, but you have to realize no one's coming to you for a new best friend. They're coming to you because someone tagged you in a post that you could make the cookies for them and they want you to make the cookies. So having a little confidence that someone else tagged you or you tagged yourself.
Maybe think of your confidence in terms of call to actions. Short, concise, commanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, do this.
And it's practice. It takes practice. I wish it was just a button in life, but it takes practice, and getting comfortable with that call to action in your post takes a little practice. I want to tell you, if me and Heather judged ourselves when our first CTA, our first call to action, no one clicked it.
Imagine if we were like, nobody clicked on that. Let's not do it anymore. It must mean they don't like it.
I know. Yeah, you got to give it time.
You gotta be more known.
But I promise you, with a call to action, you're going to make more sales than if you didn't have a call to action.
Absolutely. And that should be the big takeaway.
Yeah.
Call to actions will sell more than no call to action.
Yeah.
Moving on. Stupid card trick. Code SUGAR, 15% off. I just checked it the other day. It works.
Good.
Stackable. Or text into the podcast, possibly win a free stupid card tray with your stupid question, which is 571-5565-644. You can enter in every week. It would be great. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this is also the podcast is a day late. If you guys didn't notice.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I'm sure they noticed by now. I can't remember. Was I doing high or low?
I don't know.
If it's 7, I'm going to choose 4. So that was pretty high.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is a texting question. So area code 540. Why does that feel local?
Why does that feel local?
540. Where do you think? It's Fredericksburg.
Oh, it is local.
Oh, yeah. It's just south of us.
Oh, nice. That's very local.
They have their own area.
I remember 540.
We're at 571. We were originally at 703. There's too many people. And they took all of them. Yes. Hi, Corey and Heather. I recently moved and now I get to have my own cookie room. Yay, but I found that the ceiling lighting is super harsh and casts major shadows when I'm trying to film decorating videos. Do you all have any tips for DIY lighting diffusing or recommend a lower cost option for diffusing the light to eliminate shadows?
Can I say, I just was influenced to buy a desk light that is
she said low cost.
$69.
Not the cheapest, but it's going to be hell fighting this battle without some kind of diffuser. So what she's saying, we've got natural light, which is the sun. Right. So you're seeing this is natural light. Then we have right here, these are, if you see my face, there's some light here. This is artificial light. You're also seeing the cast from my computer. This artificial light I got on Amazon, these little light sticks, are diffused. Diffused meaning the bulb, I cannot directly see the bulb. It is between me and a white covering.
Yes.
The white covering diffuses the light. It acts like a cloud.
It makes it less harsh. So instead of Heather, if you're looking at her right now, she doesn't have a harsh nose shadow on the side of her face. That's because the light's diffused.
Consider when you go out in the sun and it's a bright day and there's no clouds. You have a lot of harsh shadows. Now there's a cloud moves in. You're still still daylight, but we don't have any of those harsh shadows.
Yeah.
So diffused light makes those videos a lot easier to watch because there's not a ton of shadows dancing around. Now, every light source creates a shadow. The more diffused a light source, the fewer the shadows. If she's in a room, let's pretend it's nighttime, so we're relying solely on artificial light, which is bulbs.
Yeah.
She has no diffusion. You're going to see a 4-point shadow almost.
Yeah, and it is distracting because the 4-point shadow is constantly moving
With
as
her
she's
icing
moving.
bag. Yeah. So she's saying, well, I want to use artificial light because I have this cookie room, but it's too harsh. Now, there's a couple of things you could do. The temperature of your light bulbs.
Yeah.
I have a light bulb right here, and it is a smart bulb. I got it on Amazon, Casa, Kasa. But I can change the temperature of that bulb as I need it. I can actually change it to any color on the rainbow, but I can also change its temperature spectrum within that. So I can do bright white, which is harsh, and I can do my yellows, which is where we kind of live. So for filming, I think you want bright white.
You do.
A diffused bright white light. So if you're saying, girl, my videos look dingy, that's typically because you have an orange light, orange lights are great for living.
Yeah. But if you walk into like a jewelry store, you'll see everything under bright white light because it makes it sparkle, makes it shine, makes the colors true to color.
Go to a hospital, everything's bright white because it makes it look clean.
Yeah.
But if we go to a restaurant on a date night, it's going to be really soft oranges because that looks sexy.
Yeah.
Not so much in videos, though, especially around cookies and food. If we want a sultry thing, if we were a Starbucks, we may go for those more warms because coffee feels warm. But if we want these clean cookies, we're going to go for a white light. Now, she has some options. She's saying right now I'm relying solely on overhead lighting. That's hard. So she wants to bring in some artificial lighting, and that's going to require a diffuser because now we're bringing the light source very close to the subject.
Yeah.
So imagine that I had a light bulb here and it's right next to my face. This is going to be extremely blown out.
Yes.
So the diffuser is going to do that kind of half of the work.
Yeah.
But now, okay, are you going to tell her? Are you going to post in the group about your...
Yeah, I was going to do an unboxing and test it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, Becca, stay tuned. You also win a stupid card today, so email me, heather@sugarcookiemarketing.com, the rest of your phone number, and I'll send you that link to fill out the form.
I'm pretty excited.
What's the motivation? I thought you liked your setup.
Here's the thing. I wanted to be able to tell people in the Cookie College, we're making a course on Reels. Okay. A lot of people are working during the day. We just had time change here. Daylight savings happened. So we have more time in the evenings that we didn't have before. But sometimes you don't have that prime middle of the day indirect sunlight. So I said, let me test out something. Something's better than nothing at the end of the day. Content made
Any light bulb is better than the light bulb.
Right. So I said, you know what? This is a built-in diffuser on it. You can change the color temperature. And what it was doing to people that were in the video was very attractive. Obviously, no one was doing it on cookies.
Is this Power Cube, Loom Cube?
I have to check. I have to look. Loom Cube.
So anyways, I like that look, these YouTube videos are not well done.
Yeah.
But Corey and I said, something is better than none.
Yes.
So you just kind of got to get out the gate and you'll be able to perfect it as you go along. $69 is not nothing.
It's not.
But it's better than a light box. I find those are very hard to use.
They are, and it's hard to do a cookie decorating video in a light box. You know,
I know your makeshift one. IKEA sells this white table. I gave it to you. Yeah. It has no edges. Yeah, it's just a white table. It's really low, and it would be hard to work from. But you could, build it up or buy one. I think you have their desks as well.
I do have a desk. That's what I use as my backdrop.
Very cheap tables, but it's white. It has no corners.
It's matte, so it's not reflecting light back in.
So there's some things that you can do to kind of work around. I'll be curious that. Moving on. These are not winners. The winners in my heart.
Love that.
Okay. These people used the button and the text in thing. So, because if you go to Spotify, it says you can just text in. And that also enters you to win.
Nice.
Hello from Oregon. Ready for my stupid question? Hopefully you said yes, because I'm going to tell you. Anyways, here it is. How do you politely respond to an inquiry for a thing that you simply don't want to do? Specifically when that inquiry comes from a close-ish friend or family, second cousin, the types you really only see for holidays and funerals. Sincerely, the notorious people pleaser baker who is working very hard on saying no this year. Thank you so much for making a welcoming space. Heart emoji. Yeah. Heart emoji after my own heart emoji.
The only thing you could do would be booked for that time. Telling people, I don't like your theme. It's harsh to say that,
I see this question pop up mostly around Halloween.
Yes.
We have the people who are like, I love Halloween. I love all the dark and macabre. Did I say that right?
I think so.
And then you have people like, I don't like Halloween at all. I don't like the scary things. I don't want to spend my money on buying those cutters. How do I decline this? So like Corey said, it's I'm booked. I'm curious, whatever the theme is, it would affect my answer for this.
Here's the thing. I don't do inappropriate cookies. I don't even have the cutter. So when someone requests those, I'm like, listen, my mom follows my page. And if she saw that, I couldn't possibly, like, here's other bakers, the local who've done it before.
That's a good one. I see you did kind of a hybrid one, which you typically don't do curse words, but this one you did.
I did.
And Corey said to my mom, I did do this one because I thought it was enough of a compromise that the client got what she wanted and it wasn't jeopardizing my morality. So I think you gave her some options. Now here's something you can do if because they are related to you. You can say that's out of your wheelhouse.
Yes.
Nobody can tell you how good you are at something. So it's a great out.
When someone wants a very complicated, I don't find joy in Disney characters because if you do one wonky eye, they know what the eyes are supposed to look like. So you can't mess up on there. So I don't find joy in it because I feel like there's so much pressure on that. So I would say, it's just something I don't think my design capability is ready to take on
Corey's
right
also
now.
not doing character cookies. So she's able to say, I had an ex-boyfriend who would, when I said no, would try to find my workarounds.
Yeah.
And it was genius because he's finding my objections and he's overcoming them. It'd probably be great at car sales, sleazy car sales. But what Corey's saying, like, you can't, I don't like to do character cookies. I find it's copyright. Somebody's going to be like, well, just do it. I won't tell anybody.
Yeah.
But when Corey's like, I'm incapable.
It's beyond my design capabilities.
Now they can't say, well, just get better.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to work. So you can have these fall guys, these no's, be something that's impenetrable.
Since your question is a little bit ambiguous, it's hard to like pinpoint an exact answer. If someone was like, I want character cookies, you're like, hey, I actually am not good with the eyes. They're elusive to me. If you like cross-eyed, that's what I can do. Or we can do an inspired by set. So we can take things from the video. Like if it's Moana, we can do a lot of those colors and that kind of feel versus making the character cookies. You can always try to overcome the objection if you needed to.
The asterisk that she adds here that it is a relative.
Yeah.
Makes it a little different. It's easier to tell if I'm willing to walk away from the sale because let's say you don't want to do after dark cookies, which are the more sexually based cookies. You'd say, hey, I'm not a baker who offers this. Here's the other bakers. Yeah. But when it's somebody I still wouldn't be opposed to being like, hey, I'm booked for this, but this baker right here, me and her, best budge, great quality. I almost think she'd be free to take this. So reach out to her. Here's the issue is, what if they never order from me again? That's the risk you take.
Right.
And they're already not your ideal client because of the content they're asking for, whether that be out of your wheelhouse or out of the copyright law and legality, or if it's something inappropriate that they think is appropriate, which is this thing. Like, because it's hard to say, I feel my morals are higher than yours.
I know.
So you don't want to ever say like, it's not something I do. Good for thee, not for me. That's kind of that mentality. So, hey, I don't do that, but here's, you can do that. And you can do that through these other impenetrable no's.
Yes.
Last one I will read. Hey, twins, I was re-listening to your older podcast, and in a few you mentioned how you and your family, forced by Heather, choose a word of the year. You do force them. Well, while it's already March, I decided I like Heather's approach, and I want my word of the year to be consistency. That being said, I have a newsletter that has, dare I say it, been abandoned. I'd like to get back to it, but how would you reintroduce it to people so that they're not like, who in the world is this? Click unsubscribe button. It's been several months. That license to print money season really had me being lazy and some of the important parts of my marketing, but no more. Thanks again for everything you do, especially the Cookie College. Without it, I'd be nowhere near where I am today. I will hopefully be a roomie for life. P.S. Corey, you're being hypnotized to choose my numbers so I can win the stupid card tray. P.S.S. I wish you could get emojis because this would have been so much funnier if you could. Okay, bye. Because she did that.
Hilarious.
Text in one. Text in again next week.
That's a great question. What we don't want to do is always have to do the reintroduction post.
Corey and I were just talking about like bakers who are like, I quit, I'm back, I quit. It's like that TikTok thing, you know, I'm dead, I'm alive, I'm dead again. So we said it's kind of like that, you know.
It's that when you have a bingo card and you have that free space, it's a wasted space. So we definitely don't want to be like, okay, guys, I am reinvigorating my newsletter.
You're going to have to keep
Stay tuned for more newsletters. If you have their attention in that first one and they've opened it, odds are we want to keep that attention with something valuable.
So she's going to say, here's what I would do. I wouldn't mention the break.
I would not.
She's going to get people that unsubscribe. That's a natural repercussion of big breaks.
Yeah.
Don't think it means you're bad.
No.
It just is a natural cycle of this. They weren't going to buy from you anyways.
I would pick up like as if I never stopped.
Yeah. I'd be like, hey guys, Easter's coming. In our industry, only hearing from the baker around a holiday is not foreign.
It's not bad. Yeah. And I mean, a baker sending out a newsletter every day, foreign, weird. What?
That would be too much.
Yeah.
Right. So I think almost just assume you're a quarterly newsletter sender.
Yeah.
And this is the quarter you're ready to send it out on. Unsubscribe is a natural process. I'd rather have you getting unsubscribed than not sending you a newsletter at all. And then just act like it. Because remember, above the fold, you're likely to write that apology for the break above the fold. We just talked about that's the most important. The above the fold content in your newsletter should be about your next holiday.
Yeah.
Easter.
We were talking about setting expectations. So instead of apologizing, sorry guys, I got busy, I got a little burnout, took off in January, but I'm back. We want to be like, and here's the Easter pre-sales. They go live on this day. You can place your order here. At the end, you can be like, expect to see another email from me during graduation season. You can never place those orders.
That's a nice way of glazing over the big break.
Right?
I think a lot of people don't think about bakers in January. I think we came off Christmas. We gave all our gifts. We have no money left.
When your Amex bill and your Visa bills are coming in, the last thing I'm doing is opening like a cheerful, happy email from a baker.
Maybe Valentine's Day, I would expect something. Okay, we skipped it. That's fine. Not the end of the world. And now we're heading into Easter. You're not that far back. And she might be saying, well, I didn't send anything out at Christmas time. We were already in their minds at Christmas time because they seek out bakers. I think it's fine. I say, consider that you're going to send 4 newsletters this year.
Yes.
Make that promise. If you send more, let's say you send 2 1/4, that's still nothing in regards to how many emails I'm getting.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say just pretend like there was no, and just jump back in.
And make that first one click to order.
Yeah.
Again, we didn't talk about it, but newsletters should have a lot of call to actions, just like your website. And they should be sending to the website, sending to the order form. I think if your newsletter said, I'm now open for Easter orders, but hurry because this deal hops away. Something like that. People are going to be like, oh, shoot. Yeah, we got Easter coming up.
What we don't want is an email that says, sorry, guys, but I'm back. Stay tuned for upcoming Easter stuff.
Email.
Right.
It's back to that whole like, hey, guys, I'm thinking about selling this. Are you interested?
Yeah.
Right. This one will probably be your most open and most unsubscribed from. It'll also produce probably more sales.
Yeah.
Because of that absence.
Yeah.
If you had asked me, you hadn't sent an email for years, I would just pretend you're starting an email.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be opposed to starting a list over.
Right.
Because remember, what you can do is everyone who ordered from you from Christmas time, you can add them.
Absolutely.
Which is newsletter.
And Heather sometimes used to like take unsubscribes. A little personally, it's a little rude.
Spam reports.
Yeah,
because
spam reports.
Ain't neat. You signed up. I did not force you to sign.
Here's the thing. Some people have moved from your area. Some people aren't going to order cookies for the next 7 months. So unsubscribes are natural. And what you need to look at it is in a positive way. Like they have helped me narrow down my audience by telling me they're not one of them.
Yes. And that's wonderful because they're actually saving you money.
Yes.
And bandwidth. I'm like, I want this product not right now. I definitely don't enter emails every. I don't want to lose you, but I have to advertise.
Yeah.
But I'll try to remember your name, and we'll find each other. And I think that's great. Why the Facebook has the follow, but don't show me anything.
Yes.
Like I want to know we're still connected.
I don't want to know. No.
I want you to be the ex I look up, but I don't want you to talk to me ever.
Amen.
So
Amen.
I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to that at all.
Yeah.
Code SUGAR. StupidCarTrade.com or StupidTech.com takes you to the same place. Code SUGAR gets 15% off everything they sell, and it's stackable. So if they're running any sales, that will be on top of that sale.
Nice.
Said Phil from Stupid Car Trade.
Thank you, Phil. Moving on.
The Cookie College, you dropped a new class.
You did too.
I did help you with that, but the class is a Mother's Day theme. So everyone says, how do you guys pick the themes for the Cookie Class Kids membership, which is also included in the Cookie College? The way we do it, the way I watch Corey do it, is first year, we started this in 2023. We did all of 2023 with the major hitting holidays.
Yeah.
Meaning we're doing Christmas, we're doing Easter, we're doing, I don't remember what they were, but we were doing them. The second year, we did the second holidays if it shared that. So instead of Easter,
Valentine's
we did
Day,
football. We did Valentine's Day was the first February. The second February, we did the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In the middle of the summer, instead of fireworks or whatever, we did graduation or something like that.
Yeah, and
right?
this year will be fireworks.
Year will be. So this year, we're doing like the tertiary options, right? And Mother's Day is a big one-ish, but Easter is bigger than Mother's Day in terms of cookie sales.
Right.
So we have an Easter class in
Yes.
2023. You can get that when you sign up for the Cookie College. It's not involved in the Class Kids. But this year in the Class Kids, Corey said, I want to do a Mother's Day and a Father's Day.
Right. Just to give you some options.
That means so you have some elbow room. Maybe you want to do a
Yes.
Mother's Day class. Maybe you want to do a Mommy and Me class halfway through the summer.
Yeah.
You can do this Mom's Day class. And it's a floral-based one. It was kind of neat. Her, Corey and Sweet Pink Olive worked together on creating flowers that outline the word mom. And then the O in mom is a flower, which is great because people in the other hemisphere, you say mum.
Mum. So this can work for both because it's a M, flower M.
Right. So it's a very cute set. Again, 6 cookies, 4 icing colors. And this time you incorporated sprinkles, which I saw you gave us a lot of options.
I wanted everyone to be able to find them.
Okay, Corey gives a Michael's option, an Amazon mixing option, and I think I was like, okay, let's let them make them sprinkles. Yeah. So if you want to sign up to, and this is actually a great class to not even have to teach directly. Someone had asked, they're like, how? I don't want to teach a class. Like, is this an option for me? Yeah. Make it a DIY kit.
Yeah.
Make it a Mother's Day DIY
or
kit.
Or make it a platter kind of set and you can sell it just ready to roll in a box.
So we try to make the class kits be pretty versatile in terms of, I don't want to teach a class, but I want to have an extra income source than just customs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Corey and I are huge fans of DIY kits.
Love them.
I think you're selling Easter 2023 class kit as a DIY kit if I got your email right.
I am.
And Corey's actually giving the PowerPoint from the 2023 class kits to the people who ordered these DIY kits. Corey will not be teaching them, although we are teaching that class.
We are. I had to find the cutters anyway, so I said, let me sell those.
So we're teaching that class. Somebody had a great question about the class kits over the weekend. They said, I am from a country where shipping is astronomical. I almost think they were from the other hemisphere.
Yeah.
And they were like, I would like this, but I the cost of the cutters. No, Sweet Pink Olive, we had asked her when we partnered with her, could you sell the STL files so that people from other countries or people here can print them themselves?
Yeah. So if you were like, well, I don't have a 3D printer, Etsy, if you have someone in your hemisphere that has an Etsy shop made to order, you could buy the STL files and have them print it.
Save that money on it. Now, I had another question somebody asked. Oh, yeah. Somebody said, are the cutters included with the kits? They're not. That's Sweet Pink Olive. She designs those cutters in conjunction with Corey. She sells them. Now, she has some discounted options. If you're like, I really like these and I want to do more, she has a subscription option. And then she has a buy the whole set. And she has the 2023 collection.
Yeah.
I think it might be at a cheaper price than if you bought them individually. So she definitely works with people on that. But that is how you can check that out. So we have the Cookie College gets the 2023, 2024, and the already for 2025 class kits, which brings the cost per class kit to $2, just over $2.
Unfortunately for me.
That's $76, right?
Yeah.
So you sign up, you get all the class kits, but you can also get every digital download, you get every Baker's Business Basics, you get all the transfers, you get all this other content and the Cookie College content. The Cookie Class Kits is just the class kits for this year. It's $63 a month. You could sign up now and get 4 classes. Right now you could pay $63, download them and cancel.
Nice.
If you stuck around, because you cancel in 30 days, you'll get the next class kit, which is what?
It is Cinco de Mayo.
What a fun one.
A lot of salsa.
A
lot
good
of chips.
DIY kit.
Now I feel like eating a chip and a sauce. Should we?
Maybe.
Uncle Julio's?
Oh.
A little chip and sauce.
I love it, chip and sauce. I was just thinking about Chili's the other day.
Yeah, I know. Someone actually,
an ad.
someone I was listening to a podcast referred to Chi-Chi's.
I love a Cheech.
Love.
They said Cheech was coming back.
I heard. I'll believe it when I see it.
Same. We used to live at Chi-Chi's. My mom loved it when we were little.
It was delicious.
That is the Cookie College. You can learn more about those call to actions at thecookiecollege.com.
Buy now. Thecookiecollege.com.
Sign up. Don't miss out. Get it. Class kids. Teach them. Make money. If you guys want to learn more about that, if you have any questions, you can keep the questions coming. I know Corey's posting a lot of content about it.
A lot of content.
You'll be seeing some ads here soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next up is our sponsors. If it weren't for them, you wouldn't be listening to this. So buy from them. The first is the Backers Co. It is a at-home photography setup that you can do.
Becca, who asked about the diffuse lighting, could benefit from a backdrop, assuming she's not buying the IKEA table we just talked about. This is a much more affordable option. And she can use the finish.
White matte finish,
White
yeah.
matte finish. It is actually the same color as the
It
table.
is.
And then she can use this diffuse lighting and really allow her to control a lot of the wild cards in creating content.
Yeah. What I realized, and actually used to have a pink mat that was on my baking table that I would decorate on. I said, my cookies are getting lost in the sauce. It's hard to focus on it. By removing that and just using a white backdrop, it makes your focus go to what the content
There's
is.
such a thing as too busy.
It is. And that, and I like that you could film content on the Backers Co. I like to do a little, if you see the decorating videos in the class kits, I start off with the cookies on the backdrop.
Nice.
And then I am decorating it. You can save 20% now. We are in discussions with something that could be very cool. We're talking about it.
Okay.
Right now, 20% off by using the code Sugar Cookie at checkout.
Sugar Cookie, not
plural.
Love them. Bakety Bake, Royal Batch. Mm-hmm. Speaking of being influenced, this might be the one you want to be influenced, but if don't go all in, get these little tiny packets. Yes. Use code TWINS at checkout for 10% off. Bakety Bake Royal Batch is a meringue powder that has it all. If it could file your taxes, it would.
It would.
But it has food coloring,
white food coloring.
It has corn syrup, soft bite. It has vanilla extract.
Yes.
Taste.
Yes.
Very nice.
Love it. It is my go-to. It whips up bright white. I don't know. I've been experimenting with some meringue powders just for the fact that if you were doing dye-free things, you can't have food coloring in there.
So you're knee-deep in meringue.
Testing them out. And it's been years since I've tested these out. Whatever's in Royal, but it's silky smooth. And it's a weird word to describe, but everyone describes it as silky smooth.
I think it's almost one of those things you don't know it until you try it.
Yeah.
To kind of get the verbiage, because
I love it. I love it.
You can buy it in 5 pound, 1 pound, but now these taste tester bags,
2 ounces.
Get your toe wet.
Right.
I wonder if I know she's sponsored CookieCon in the past and gives out packets there.
I know. I can't remember if she's
a smart idea for her to do that.
Nice.
Moving on.
Last but not least, Eddie, the edible food printer. He prints directly on food.
I forgot to send your invoice to Neiman.
I know. I had a very last minute order.
Not that they'll pay ahead of time. Never.
No, he never pays on time or ahead of time. I had a very last minute order for Neiman Marcus. I was considering not taking. My husband said, if you don't take this order, I will turn Eddie on and take it myself.
If you know Nate, that was a lot.
Yeah. Eddie's a direct-to-food printer. He has been amazing for my corporate orders because he can print a logo right onto the top of the cookie. If you're like, I haven't gotten into my corporate girly era, you can use them as a replacement for airbrushes. What's so cool is now a lot of the cutter shops are actually providing Eddie PNGs that you can use and print directly using the cutter. So if you're doing DIY kits, you can print that outline on the naked cookie, really add value to your audience. So it's been great. Eddie does not have a discount code because he knows his worth.
Listen, girl.
You can go check out Eddie on Instagram. You can check him out on TikTok. And he has a private Facebook group. Yeah. Where you can check him out and see what people are doing with him. I say he prints on cookies. He prints on so much more than cookies. It could be buttercream. People are printing on M&Ms, macaron shells, things like that. He is versatile.
Here's a funny thing. Like, people are like, well, I joined the Facebook group. It seems like there's a lot of problems with it. There's subreddits I like to read for marriage issues. And everyone's like, why is everyone's marriage falling apart? And they're like, because people who are unhappy are the ones who complain about things.
You're in Fix My Marriage.
So in the Facebook group is Fix My Eddie. So you get a lot of people saying, here's these issues. But Corey, have you ever had an issue with him?
The other day I hadn't used him in a hot minute. I turned him on and he was just printing red, but then the troubleshooting was like, you need to clean the print head.
Which, so I did. If you followed the instructions, you'd be cleaning them along the way.
You should. I leave them. I do everything you're not supposed to do. I leave them unplugged. I don't update. I turn on.
As little as Corey he's carrying, but we still.
I know. The man's a trooper. He's gonna work. He's going to work.
So you can check out those podcast sponsors. Thank you so much to our podcast sponsors for keeping this going. Do you have a twin twist?
I actually got to hang out with some local cookiers on Sunday.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Fun. Sorry I missed that.
I know. You were out of town. I was cat sitting for Heather, but I went out with Gigi from Teensy Cookie Co. She's actually moving from Woodbridge. She used to be my person that I lobbed my I don't want to take those orders. You take them. But she's moving, so I hate her for it. But she's moving to San Antonio. So if you're there.
Another Texas cookie.
Yeah. So I said there's so many cookiers in Texas that could be your friend.
In the Facebook group, I've been going through the states and countries and just doing a roll call.
I love it.
Because it's kind of connecting people. Because you're like, oh, I'm right around.
I
And you can kind of find your
little
loving
tribe.
baker. And then you went with Bougie Baker.
Yeah, Bougie Baker Boutique. She actually is a supply shop. Her name is Christina. I did not call her Bougie Baker, even though I do it online.
Bougie, come here.
But she is another local cookier about an hour away from us in
She's
Woodbridge.
also been a Vendy Blendy vendor this past year.
Yeah. And so I was able to get some scoop. Can't tell it. She said I was sworn to secrecy.
Love a scoop. Love a secrecy.
Yeah, but it was so much fun to see these people that I see online all the time actually in person eating across from me. Yeah, it was, we actually got there and the time flew by. It was 2.5 hours and I was like, okay, we got to go to bed. Christina has an hour journey back.
She did.
Yeah. But she said, I don't care. She made me feel very good about that distance she had to drive. But it was a lot of fun. So I want to suggest, if you have local bakers, it was nice to take the apron off, to sit and just eat.
Kind of talk shop, but also talk. Corey's like, it's funny because Christina's also in the cookie college and has been for years. Corey's like, it's funny. You feel like you know these people, and then you sit down and you're like, I only know you in a business capacity.
Yeah. So I'm like,
how'd you meet your husband?
How'd you meet your husband? What do you do for fun? It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed them. They were two great girls. So Texas, you're getting a good one.
Goodbye, Gigi. Gone but not forgotten.
Gone but not forgotten.
There's something where
we said she's always welcome back.
You are always welcome back. The traffic awaits your presence.
Do you have a twin twist?
Do I have a twin twist? I went snowboarding.
You did.
Still got it. I had been a couple of years. It's the only way you're going to get better is if you fall.
Oh, you did fall.
Yeah, when you go down, here's the unfortunate thing. The mountains, we're East Coast, so they call it the ice coast because there's just not a lot of snow here.
Sure.
That mountain is a slush bucket.
And it's a cold when you fall.
Like you're getting snow in your. It's very wet, and then the point of snowboarding is you keep your edge in the snow, but when there's no snow, it's ice. So it's just a free fall, and then if you go on the steeper runs, you're like, Lordy,
flying.
You're either flying or they call it the falling leaf because you're so scared. I did some falling leaf. I said this is a little above my pay grade.
Did you get it out of your system for the year?
I took a picture. And it's out of my system. My system doesn't have it in.
I did get to babysit Heather's kitten.
My nephew is 15. And you think 15-year-olds don't like pets. No. This kid's life's mission is cats. I'd say, hey, Arch, I'll be in the snowboard mountain. There's no signal. But send me some pictures. I have gotten 50 photos.
He took that job seriously.
He said, and it was like every hour I was getting an update.
He loved watching Munch.
He said Munch's forehead's so big, but there's no way there's a lot of brains in it.
I think his forehead's big, but his head is very flat.
So I thought that was great. I thought Archer really enjoyed it.
He really, really did. And cool mom, let him miss school so he could be with the
Very cool and fun mom.
Very cool and fun.
Although I did get some pictures of Archer saying that Munch was eating his pencil as he was doing his homework, and it was impossible to do math.
Yeah, Arch last night was like, I have so much homework to do. I said, our deal was you did it during the day.
He was Munch babies.
Yeah, but that was fun to have a kitten again in the house. He was
crusty. And Corey brought him back this morning.
Yeah, I did. I said, come on, it's time to go. Hit the road.
But they said they'd watch him again.
Arch was like, do you think we'll get the opportunity to watch him again? I said, I think Ann Head loves to travel, so we'll probably get to watch him again.
I'm a pro day trip. Give me a couple days. I'm not a week. I'm not a weeker.
You're a weekender.
I'm at the week at the beach. I'm a weekender.
Yeah.
I'm a 4. 4 days is solid.
Yeah.
5 days, okay. Anything 9 days, I'm just like horrified.
Yeah.
The thought of doing something for 9 days and then coming back to 9 days of things not done.
I know.
It's too much for me.
It's a lot. I am, and Christina, do you talk to? I am a good stare-at-homer.
Corey is your cat babysitter extraordinaire.
Yeah.
This neighbor thinks that I'm Corey, and she texts Corey to watch her cats. And Corey, I was like, you have never said no. Of course, I'm the one watching the cats, but Corey's always here.
Yeah. I know.
He's the most reliable cat sitter you'll ever meet.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in next week.
Stream the podcast. Text in its stupid card tray, buy from the sponsors, and sign up for the cookie college.
There you go. See you guys.